Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Abhishek Bhadra, Head of Research at Magicbricks. We welcome our panel today for a discussion on the PropIndex report. Ms. Poulomi Rai, Head of Marketing, Signature Global, Mr. Amit Gera, Senior VP Sales, CRC Group, and Mr. Shubham Gulati, Director Marketing and Sales of Devsai Homes. Welcome, all of you, and we look forward to a very insightful conversation. I'm going to start with talking a bit about what PropIndex has shown us over the last 3 months and how the Indian and NCR market has moved up. I'm going to share my screen. So in this report, we try to analyze the data and the listings which are there on MB portal, and the key findings that we try to analyze are the demand supply findings, movements, market trends, key projects, key developers. The last 2 quarters, we saw demand slightly moderating. However, the July to August, September seem to have picked up demand again. And if I look at India and NCR, both these markets are moving in tandem upwards. And from a BHK perspective and property type perspective, demand for 3 and 3 plus BHKs are again, ruling the shots in the NCR market. More than 50% of people are looking for larger apartments, which are 3 and 3 plus BHKs. And of course, if I look at the western side of India, Mumbai, Thane, Pune, there the more compact apartments of 2 and 2 plus BHKs, 2.5 BHKs are more in demand. On the inventory front, the last 2 quarters, there have been an increase in the launches by developers, and of course, a lot of projects are also nearing completion, which started, say, around 2020 and 2021, which got stuck due to COVID, and now they are nearing completion. So the supply is increasing, and it seems to go in the same direction in the next few months as well. On the pricing side, we are seeing a double-digit increase in prices on a QoQ level and also on a YoY level, both at a pan-India and NCR level. I would start with Poulomi. Poulomi, your insight and your opinion on what's happening in the market right now, and how do you feel the market shaping up, especially in NCR?
See, there is definitely an uptick in the market, be it the whole of Delhi NCR. Gurgaon has seen a tremendous price hike in terms of inventory, especially the size of 2,500 square feet till about 3,500 square feet. Slightly larger space, and the community living has taken a different kind of aspirational shape for the new millennials. This is, I'm typically talking about Gurgaon market. On the other side, I think Noida has grown in a very different format. There was supply, lot of stuck projects are also there, which are been taken care of. There are prominent developers like CRC, Gulshan, who are taking next step towards developing a different kind of product mix, be it commercial, be it mixed use, be it residential projects. So then of course there is Experion, like there are other developers, other ventures which are happening in Noida. So overall it's a very overwhelming response towards real estate. But I think one thing which is being slightly oversaturated in my mind is that what is the right size for the nuclear families or for joint families to live. That market research has to be still still going well, because that trend is changing very frequently. The sizes which are being designed by the D&D team across all the developers, they're slightly contemplating that which trend towards to go to, because whichever project we are working on currently, their delivery will be almost by 2028. By that time, the need and the requirements will be slightly different, perhaps, because the business landscape is changing in a very quick span, and the demands, the needs, what customers have in today's date, those are also changing, which used to be slightly stagnant pre-COVID. So that has changed drastically. But having said that, the micro markets are doing pretty well. Dwarka Expressway, Southern Peripheral, New Gurgaon, the Gurgaon Extension Way has all of these micro markets have seen tremendous growth.
Great. Thanks, Poulomi. Amit, so Poulomi spoke about how the Noida and Greater Noida markets are also shaping up really well. CRC is a very important developer and one of the top developers in Noida right now. What is your opinion on how Greater Noida as a market is shaping up? And if I talk of Greater Noida specifically, we are seeing a 50 to 60% increase in prices in the last 12 months, which is, if I compare it with any micro market in Pan India, it surely will be in the top three. Uh, how do you see the sustained prices keeping up? And do you see this continuing over the short to long term?
See, I first of all, thank you so much for having me on the panel, and good morning, everyone. Now, the thing is that, see, what we have to understand is that today, as Poulomi sir also said, that today, the generation is looking for not bricks. They're looking more for an experience. They're looking more for a quality product, because now the exposure in the last 20 years have gone, through the roof for this generation.
Right.
And they've traveled the world. They've seen the world through internet. They know what is good and what is bad. So it's the real estate, right? Real estate, I would say, is now moving more towards an experiential real estate rather than just a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. So now when I say experiential, it's got more to do with the kind of infrastructure you're providing within the township, the kind of landscaping you are creating for them to feel pleasant, or more peaceful when they come back home, or they go to the office today, because all these things now are playing a very important role. Most of the time, all of us are spending either in the offices, or when we are back home, we just want to relax. So all these things have to be supported by right kind of sizes of the houses, right kind of landscaping when you're creating a township, right kind of infrastructure in and around the township. So that is what Noida and Greater Noida is now providing in a fantastic manner. Fortunately, Noida has been the pioneer, in providing the infrastructure first and then the development later. In the other parts of the world, especially in India, it was the other way around. Earlier, the development used to happen, then the infrastructure used to get developed, and there was a lot of nuances, which used to get created.
Right.
So I think, and obviously now the airport, which is coming up, a lot of new companies, new industries, a lot of Delhiites, who are now frustrated with the infrastructure there, and Gurgaon, a little going out of budget and traffic issues, reaching Gurgaon. So a lot of people are looking at Noida, Greater Noida, with a very positive outlook. And law and order in the last 10-15 years has tremendously improved. So all these factors have created a lot of comfort and positive outlook towards Noida and Greater Noida, and which will ensure keep on growing, because when the airport is operational, so it's going to create a different world altogether. Now Gurgaon has gone up. Now it's the time for Noida, Greater Noida, to go to that trajectory.
Sure. And just to add to your point, as you rightly said, I think Noida is seeing more of a sustained increase in the property market and not a sudden or a drastic increase, because it's sequential. I mean, we are seeing commercial development happening, infrastructure development happening, and on the bylines, of course, residential development is also picking up as a result of these developments. Which
also, another very, very quick important point is that earlier the inventory was too much available. So a lot of inventory was being sold as a desperate inventory. Now the pricing are, because of the construction cost is going up and other experience things which we want to create for for people who are investing their money and trusting in all of us. So everything good is going to cost a little higher. So all those things have to be taken into factor to get to. One is creating a product. The more difficult part is, one, you create it, to maintain it in the right way. And the agencies which are there are also taking a decent amount of money to maintain that kind of infrastructure. So I think that is very, very important now. Noida is now coming to the right pricing, if I may say. I won't say it's high, Yeah, it's gone definitely double from the prices which were pre-COVID, but still I would say it's in the right direction.
Right. Shubham, I would now like to come to you. If I talk of the micro markets in Noida, we have seen that some of these areas like Greater Noida, Sector 135, these have been the top micro markets in Noida for quite some time now. Are there any emerging localities in Noida and Greater Noida where developers are targeting new launches, or where customers can get good options which are available from an end use perspective or from an investment perspective?
Hi everyone, thank you for having me here. That's a very interesting question. Uh, what has happened is for first time home buyers, now Greater Noida West, they've all gone in the price segment of 9,000 to 12,000 rupees per square feet. The fresh launches are not coming below 11, 12. Resale units probably are 9.5, 9. Some desperate deals might be at 8, but they are not well maintained society. One of the most emerging destination has become Yamuna Expressway. All major developers are looking to grab a piece of land there, and the pricing is something which suits the first time home buyer. The pricing are like broadly ranging from 6,000 to 7,000, even for the ready to move in units. Under construction are probably 5,500. And since there is the good amount of scarcity of land in Noida, Greater Noida belt now, and the norms for buying a fresh land has also become very strict. The quantum of money required is very huge. That probably drives a good number of developers to Yamuna Expressway as well. And the proximity to Gera Airport has also made it more of a good lucrative investment option for everyone.
Right. Poulomi, we know that affordability is a concern today, and customers are finding it increasingly difficult to buy homes because the price to income ratios have gone out of the roof. In some cities it's close to 11. If I look at NCR, it's close to 10. And of course interest rates are also not going down. But what we are seeing is developers are of course that's because there is land scarcity, and uh, the raw material prices are also increasing. But the demand for the luxury housing can never match up with that of affordable housing. However, the supply that we are seeing today is of primarily premium and luxury housing. So, do you think this paradox to be a problem in the future for the market, where there could be a scenario where there is oversupply of luxury and the demand doesn't match, the supply, and hence there could be a case where prices might decline sharply, and the market could crash, not crash, but could moderate and could go down. So do you think this is a challenge for developers or for the stakeholders in the market?
That's a very, very interesting question. But I must say that, thoughtfully crafted luxury is being bought by customers. So when we are also doing in-house market research through our team, and from different perspective, we are gaining a very positive insight that developers are making such luxury condominiums because of a reason, because people are buying such lifestyle. But having said that, you still have to create that TG centric product bifurcation. There will be premium housing, there will be luxury, there will be super luxury. In the same market, DLF camellias also exist. So since I have worked with that team, so I understand that even 35 cr, 40 cr, 60 cr, so that is a huge encouragement that if those get sold, then of course there is enough move and space of luxury. So even if you see overall holistically luxury market in terms of bags, cars, everything is moving high. Every sector is doing well. And I think in Maslow's cycle, if people have arrived at certain level, their demands have changed, their lifestyle statement has changed. It is more of a status quo than only living. Of course living comes now, it is a very, very basic requirement. you're giving 4 swimming pools, spa, sauna. It depends on the TG, but however, these are very common things. Every developer is giving that, and market is accepting it. So if you are, of course, expecting certain facilities to be a part of, if you have seen, a lot of developers are also talking about prominent hospitality partners to run their club, because they want to deliver that experience. So as Amit Gera ji also mentioned, that it's just not living, it is a whole lifestyle statement. So if you are paying it in the malls, paying it through other functionaries of your life, then it's home at the end of the day. So I don't really see that the demand will go down. However, there need to be some corrective measures in terms of what is the design language, facilities, plus what is that amount which will sustain for next 2 to 3 years in the market. So that has to be very practically done by developers.
So Amit, if I talk of Noida, again, so we are seeing an increase in, as you also said, that luxury projects are coming up, and most of the projects are now priced between 11,000 and 12,000 per square feet. However, if I look at the population, the mass population, they are still looking at affordable options, and they are searching for affordable housing, which is, say, a sub 60 lakh or 65 lakh homes. Where can they find that in Noida? And if not, then what options do customers have who don't have the capability to buy a home, say, for 1 CR, or even for that matter 90 lakh to 1 CR, and they're looking at houses below 60 to 65 lakhs? What options do they have, and what can they do? What can they look up to in the near future?
That's a very tricky question, for me to answer. Where can you find a certain kind of housing? Because what has happened is now that just take an example of our own development, which we've delivered just before COVID. So what happened is that we sold that particular apartment at about 40 lakh rupees, a 2 BHK, and today that's costing and getting resale value of about almost 1 crore plus. So that the beauty and a trick of real estate is that the more congested it gets, the more expensive it gets. Otherwise, now the only answer to that question is that once the ecosystem is getting set up, you need to go a little far on the areas. For example, Yamuna Expressway, probably you will get on the same lines. In Noida, I'm not saying that you won't get it, but the infrastructure, if you are looking at a good one, then probably it will be difficult to find it within that bracket. So as I just said, today, just to share another thing which we all are aware of, the country is also moving in the right direction, to become the third largest economy in the world. And we're talking about a 5 trillion economy. And if you look at certain reports which are being published, by the organizations like yours and other intelligence, on ground efforts which are being made, our country's population and our country's spending power is going to be touching almost 3x of today's economy, which we are talking about $10-12 trillion.
Right.
Disposable incomes are increasing. People are working hard towards a better future. Everybody wants to, be it maids, drivers, us, or anybody else, wants to give a better future to their kids. So the minute we are into that mindset, to where you become more aspirational, you work hard towards it. I think disposable incomes are kind of supporting at the moment. But yes, as Poulomi rightly said, that it will always have to be a balance, between what is a high price and what is a low price. But if you want a certain kind of lifestyle and experience, fortunately, people will have to kind of go to that bracket. There is no escape to that anymore. You go to sectors where there are houses which are being built by the government in sectors. You still have those kind of, 1 crore rupees of apartments available, but the infrastructure, the clubhouses, the other facilities in terms of parking, is quite under mess. So you don't have a choice but to pay for a price. If you're going to park the car on your car on the road, you pay a certain price. You park it in a mall in a secured place, you pay a certain price.
Sure.
So that's how it has to go around. None of us have a choice in that. I think the economy is the right way to look at it is the economy is going in the right direction, and our energies, we should try and align our energies toward more productive areas to increase our incomes and live a better lifestyle.
Sure, and I think that also makes sense because if you don't, if our consumer base is not aspirational, then of course there's something wrong with the economy, and that's where we are directing. So that's great. Shubham, I want to know, we are seeing that the prices are increasing by 20-25%. There's high ROI, there's good rental yield from the rental market. So what kind of consumer split do you see in your projects? I mean, are you seeing more of investors or more of end users who are looking for properties today?
See, what has happened post Gera is the consumer confidence gradually got restored. Now it is at such a point that even our fellow panelists will agree. The traction we are seeing in the new launches is phenomenal. You launch a fresh product and people have no issue investing in it. The investor confidence is amazing. People are investing big time in fresh projects. They are sure that the government has put in systems to ensure their investment is pretty much secure. Gera takes strong action. Good amount of investors are there. And even in the end user, one thing has significantly changed. Earlier, end user decision maker used to be someone 50 and above in the family. Now, a lot of young people who have taken up job in the metro cities have become the decision makers in home buying. A good number of home buyers are probably below 40, 35, who are earning decent salaries and who seek a better lifestyle.
Great. Thank you, all of you, for joining this discussion today. Look forward to do this in the future again. Thank you.